In our interview segment, my colleague Gloria Omezuke talks to a public affairs analyst on the impact of the ease of doing business policy and how it has affected the business environment in Nigeria.
Mr. Mohammed Abdullahi, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's begin by examining the ease of doing business in Nigeria. How exactly would you describe the business environment in the country at the moment?
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of improvement on the ease of doing business in Nigeria because all the agencies, from the Corporate Affairs Commission to the tax clearance, I know before it takes us, there's a lot of manual approach if you want to have your tax clearance for federal revenue. Now, with the ease of business, I know my tax clearance this year, we got it through the online. All the credit note, that's the major problem that that's the time I said I would even petition to the chairman, because before they will tell you must provide the credit note, and they remove the VAT from the source. So automatically, if I said I want my tax clearance, I do my audited account, I submit it to them, I don't need to be challenged. But they will challenge, they need the credit note. And if I will get a document, a printout from the organization that I produced just in, and this is, the tax officers will not agree, they want to see the credit note. Sometimes it delays to get the credit note from the agencies. So now, immediately you key into the ease of business, you key into their portal, you will print it directly. When you print, you submit it, even the application, and you get your tax clearance immediately.
So really, I know there's an improvement. Nigeria recorded an improvement in the World Bank indices on ease of doing business. We moved 24 places. That has been drummed off a lot of times, and we're really glad that this is happening. But how exactly is this going to, do you see this working to boost businesses in Nigeria, really?
Yeah, it's working now, the little they have started.
Yes. And
I think with support of all agencies, I think the major thing I will add, there are 2 or 3 major things I think will appeal to the government to add more, is in the airports.
Airports?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because there are a lot of agencies in the airport that I feel they are doing, is a duplication of job they do in that airport. And what the former Minister of Finance had advised, the government has to look at that. The former Minister of Finance, he advised that all those agencies should leave the airport because they are doing nothing.
So you're talking of overlapping functions?
Yeah. When you have all these things, what are they doing in the airport again? They will still hold you and you still pay some fees. They should look at that area. Because I can remember the minister at the time, he said, those people, they don't need to be in the airport. So
really, I know there are initiatives right now that the government, initiated to help ease of doing business. Is this working?
That's what I'm saying. I started with it's working. But the problems is much. Until when you are going one after the other. When there's loopholes also, people will complain.
So you've mentioned one challenge.
One challenge.
Yes.
That airport, because bringing things, sometimes people prefer to that's why sometimes people prefer to bring things behind so sometimes people take things to Cotton or whatever. These are the issues. But bringing things in Nigeria, not even you pay higher money, those agencies will hold that item. And I think if the items pass 1 week or 4 days, they start charging you demurrage. And that demurrage, before you know, it comes to a lot of money. So what we should be able to have, if you bring anything and you are paid your money for duty, the thing should live. I think this is making some people, even it will not help the business, because maybe you want to bring an equipment, and if you think you have that challenge, you may be reluctant to bring, because if you bring, maybe you may not be able to take it out. You may not be able to pay the money to clear.
So, and the money is paid in huge sums, right?
Yeah, of course. And the delay, because you need to negotiate. That negotiation.
Has there been an official complaint about this from the public?
That's what I tell you, that the former minister has even said that, because that means there must be a complaint.
And
she was the Minister of Finance at that time.
And no action has been taken on that?
No action has been taken, I think. So these are the areas I think maybe government didn't focus on that. But you will be hearing stories that they want to remove them. I think the agencies, because if the policies are working very well, if I have an institution, maybe I own a factory in this country, I pay all my taxes, if the equipment even come, they can clear some. Before, I know you can, the agent can even clear, and if you do all the documentation, even the payment can be, you can do. I think there is law like this in custom. If you pay, maybe if later they now say you underpay, they will re-invoice you to pay. But the item should leave the port or airport in time. Not leaving that place in time is really killing business. Because if I bring an equipment, I expected to pay maybe 500,000 as a duty. And just stay more than a week or 2 weeks, because we are still negotiating. Some agent will even tell you other agencies.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have, it's a documentation, they will pay other agencies. What are they doing? They will not explain that to you.
The government is reviewing the procurement process, electronically and even transparency-wise and in other ways. But do you think this is enough to encourage growth of businesses in the country?
The only thing I see in the procurement process, government need to do something. But I know the BPP has a lot, and I don't think they have enough manpower. Maybe government need to help to, if they have enough manpower, they should be able to have a special desk on some technical procurement. Because you can have someone who have a 5 million investment. You can have someone who have a 1 billion investment. You can have someone who have a 5 billion investment, 200 million investment. And it cannot be the same. So they need to have not only pricing, maybe if your price is lower, you win the contract. And they should have a platform of also visiting some technical work, visiting the factory, see the equipment, see what those people have. So that will help.
So visiting factories across the country?
Those things that are technical, that maybe people that have factory has to do it. When you see, like example, when they want this local content that they are saying 40% should be done in Nigeria.
Exactly.
I will tell you, because of the challenge we have in this country on power, up to today, it's cheaper for people to produce in abroad, up to today.
But do you think we're getting there with the kind of things you're seeing, the kinds of progress we're making? Do you think we're getting there, to help businesses grow?
Yeah.
In terms of power, I mean.
Yeah, in terms of power, really, there's a challenge. There's a serious challenge.
But do you think we're making the right kind of progress?
On power, I have not seen on power. It's a challenge to me. Now, I'm thinking of a way, and to anybody who has an industry.
I want to thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed Abdullahi, for coming on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for your mails and your tweets as always. Keep sending in your views and comments using the email address and the Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Thank you for watching. I'm Ibrahim Adra. It's bye for now.